Here to talk. I apologize for the picture behind me. If you could see it, it is my wife's picture of her college. I am currently working at home at the moment because of COVID-19. I think a lot of us are, so I apologize for that in advance. My name is Bill Wacava. I'm our assistant dean for residential life over operations. It might look weird that I'm looking off to the right, but that's the screen you guys are on for me. So I'm sorry that if it looks like I'm not staring at you, I am. It's just weird staring down here and looking at you all when you all are actually up here. So excuse me for that at the moment. Um, there's a whole bunch of you that are going to be on this one. Um, in this chat, so we'll try to get it going and try to get doing. Laura Palmer is amazing. She is my coordinator for marketing and assignments. She does a lot of stuff. We also have on here one of our student workers who now I just see that I was making fun of because I thought she spelled her name wrong, but it was actually somebody else with a similar name that I thought she just spelled her own name wrong. So I apologize to her, but I also like to pick on her. So there's that.
It happens.
You guys want to introduce yourselves?
Everyone, can you yes?
I'll introduce myself. Bill, this is Cassidy. I'm Cassidy Jones in the admissions office. I'm just here in case any of you have questions about the admissions process, and we just wanted to kind of say thank you for joining us this week. I know just kind of working from home, everybody working from home, students being at home all the time, you not having the opportunity to campus can kind of be a little bit daunting, trying to figure out what the next steps in the process to become a student on our campus is. So we just wanted to kind of host this admitted to ATU week just to help the transition high school to college be as smooth as possible. So I know that Laura, she's going to do an incredible job hosting this session. I believe at the end of it, there will be a portion for some questions and answers if we have some time for that. So definitely be kind of thinking about those questions if they're not addressed. So
Thank you, Cassidy. Welcome, everybody. We're so glad that you're here today. We have prepared some important information for you to keep in mind about what it means to live on campus. And we are going to start by introducing ourselves. My name is Laura Palmer. I am the coordinator for marketing and I think
Laura, move your
Bill,
mic up.
hear me? Can you hear me now? Okay, Bill, go ahead and introduce yourself.
For all of you that came in later, my name is Philip Cava. I'm our assistant dean for residential life operations. I oversee facilities, assignments, paying the university bills that are housing. So, like all your utility bills. So, you know how much water and electricity you use at home? I'm the one that pays it for you guys in college. So, you guys, I pay that. It's going to be fun to see all that stuff. I'm also over facilities management areas, so work orders, stuff like that, and also capital improvements. We're actually working on stuff this summer, fixing up stuff, adding in the new additions, redoing some paint and stuff like that. So we're not busy. So some of the stuff you might see in some of the tours or the 360 videos that you've seen might have been changed a little bit for the better. Hopefully not for the worse, but for the better on all that stuff. So that's what falls under me.
Thank you, Bill. We also have Tess Ritchie with us today. Tess, would you like to introduce yourself and what your role is
Um,
in residence life?
yes, ma'am. Hi, I'm Tess or Teresa. I go by either. I am a student ambassador for Residence Life, so I'm in the front office. I handle phone calls, uh, tours, anything basically. If you guys come in, I'm one of the girls at the front desk that was there to help you guys and try to do whatever I can before having to. Hopefully, I can fix anything before having to pass it on to my supervisors.
Thank you, Tess. She is also a senior. You're a senior
Yeah.
student.
Housing Q&A is on if you want to come in.
Bye.
Talk again, Laura.
Can you still hear me? I'm getting rid of my
Yeah, that's much better.
yeah, I'm getting rid of my headset. I think it gives me too many issues. Okay, so I was saying that Tess is a housing ambassador and she's a senior. Tess, what is your major?
I am a psychology major with a sociology minor, but also did business. So, any questions?
Yeah, so Tess has also lived on campus for a long time, and so she will be able to share her experience with you and any questions you may have about roommates, meal plans, how things work on campus. She is will be a great source of knowledge at this meeting.
I I've been both an OA and a housing ambassador, so any questions about that, like policies, I've had to enforce them, so I can help with that as well.
Yeah, thank you, Tess. So we have a short presentation prepared for you that will be providing guidance for us today. Feel free to drop any questions in the chat. We also will have a Q&A moment at the end of the meeting. If you have any questions, we will be happy to answer them for you. Okay, so Tess, you want to take a look at the chat and monitor that for us? Do you have that
Yes,
ability?
ma'am.
Okay, I will share my screen with you so that you can see what we have prepared today. So if you have questions about in the chat, first thing is, what are you looking for in a residence hall? And there are believe this year, for 2020 and spring 2021, we are going to be doing only single and double rooms, and this is due to preserve social distancing. This is the direction in which Arkansas Tech is going for the next academic year. That depending on how many people are in a room, the cost will vary. Okay, so if there are more people in a room, then it will cost less. So we have co-ed halls, and co-ed halls are where we have genders. Um, our co-ed halls have if you just join the meeting and mute yourself, that would be great. Just mute. So co-ed halls, halls in which we have all genders. Still, each room has to be the same. Okay. Female hall is Turner, all male hall is Brown, and then we have Caraway, which is community housing. We also have different types of bathrooms, and there is only one hall that has different are paint hall or double rooms, and they have a bathroom inside the bedroom. Then we have private bathrooms, semi-private, and community style. Now, in the suites such as Nat and Jones Hall, where you have a limited number of students using that bathroom. And then semi-private bathrooms such as F Street, where the bathroom is outside the bedroom in the hall, but only one person is allowed into the bathroom once and the bathroom locks. Community style typically.
Laura, Laura, It's kind of hard to hear you. Can we mute Kaiser Black, please?
If you could
It's
mute
kind of
yourself.
really hard to hear you. I don't think he can hear. Could you, as host, go ahead and mute him?
Bill, can you mute
Go
yourself?
back to the thing. Let's see.
I don't know if I can.
Because it says chat available for telepresent users. So I think if I go off and they send something, I put it back on, it'll be fine.
I'm just gonna go back to where she's at.
And each hall, or the type of bathroom that each hall has. As I was saying, community style bathrooms typically have 4 stalls, 2 to 4 stalls, and several showers. Let me go here. Take a look at the chat. Any questions about bathrooms so far?
Not that I see.
Okay, move on really quick and we're at plans. Now, all hall residents are required to have a meal plan. In the apartments, such as University Commons and Vista Place, are not required to have a meal plan, and mainly because apartments are equipped with kitchens and students are able to buy their own groceries and make their own meal plans. Everybody else is required to have a meal plan. Now we and they might be changed up until the 5th day of classes of each semester by 5 p.m. If you want more information about the meal plans that we offer, they can share this. Um, Residence hall rates is what and residence hall rate, and you will have the hall rates at the top and the meal plan rates at the bottom. Uh, from Tech Platinum 1 to Tech Silver 2 are all the meal plans available to residents of the halls. And this is a base rate. This will change. There is expected to be a 10 to 30% increase each semester. Rates are typically approved sometime in June. So when those new rates come up, we will share them with all of you. We just ask you to keep an eye on your email address because that's where you will be receiving this information. Any questions about? You will also have time to ask questions.
So what's the difference between like the Tech Silver 1 and Tech Silver 2? I didn't get the difference.
Yeah, let me go back there. This is the amount of DCB, which is declining cash balance. It works as sort of as a debit card, a prepaid debit card. You put the money in, and you have the ability to use that amount of money at Bastec or Doc's Place. And these two places have stands from different restaurants or food providers. So you will have Starbucks and Slim Chickens, Which. That's where you can use your declining cash balance. So the main difference between Tech Silver 1 and 2, as well as you will see Platinum 1, 2, Gold 1, and Gold 2, is the amount of DCB. And you have until the fifth day of classes for the semester to change that meal plan. All changes have to be done through the housing portal. Just go to the housing portal, go back to the fall 20, spring 2021 application, go to the meal plan selection page, select a new meal plan, and save. And you have, again, until the fifth day of classes at 5. You have until August to do that. Okay? Let me get back to our presentation here. Um, Uh, it can be scary always to come to a different place. You found a friend, a high school friend, a town friend to come with you. That is awesome. It's for everybody. Many people, just do not have any, and so many have selected a room, and then whoever comes after will select that other space, and you're gonna have to ways to get to know that person and get along with that person. Uh, Many roommates become best friends, um, friends for the rest of their lives, really. But we want to give you some tips here that are very important for your relationship to be successful. And the most important, we invite you to reach out to your roommate who is going to be occupying the other space in your room, and getting to know that person. Talking about what they are going to bring, if you want to share a TV, if you want to share a refrigerator. Um, it's very important to get in touch with that person during the summer. When you're living together, just talk to them, their interests are, hang out together. Um, Tess, do you have anything to share here or any tips for them about?
Definitely talk to them. That is the biggest thing I can stress. It You are going to be living with them, so it's best to get to know them, discuss what you guys or your lifestyles are like. If you stay up late a lot, let them know because you guys are going to be in the same space. Always discuss. I know me and my roommate my freshman year, we both like decided our color scheme and matched our stuff to where we could have that. Despite living on separate sides of the state, we met in the middle in Russellville, and she was one that I matched with through the process because I didn't know anybody. And now this year, I'm living with one of my coworkers and her friends, and it's going to be really fun because I get to know this person going in, as opposed to making a connection the summer of. So both ways are really fun.
Thank you, Tess. Um, while you're living together, when there is any conflict as well,
What was
you will
that?
find out. Go ahead. You will find out that it is very important to get along with people. Many workplaces that these soft skills are essential for your success as well. So learning to navigate a relationship with new people, learning to navigate conflict, learning to communicate are essential for living together, for class and for the workplace as well. Spending time together, go shop, explore campus together, um, go eat together, Tess, what thing you've done with your roommate to spend time together?
What was that? I'm sorry, it cut out for a split second.
What things have you gotten to do with your roommate to spend time together?
My freshman year, the first day we moved in, we decided to make a Walmart trip together, and we decided what better way to get to Lauren Russellville than not using a map to get to Walmart. And we ended up getting really lost, but it was the most fun because we got to share music and bond that way. And then through all the welcome week stuff that tech hosts with admissions, we got to meet a lot more people, and I ended up meeting a lot of great people that I still talk to today as a senior that I met the weekend I moved in as a freshman. And that's because my roommate reached out and we all got to meet new people, and it was so fun because we ended up going to the top of Nebo and I'd never been. And me and my roommate drove up together, and it was terrifying because those curves are sharp, but it was so much fun getting to explore that together.
Thank you, Tess. For how some tips for creating a roommate. Any questions about roommates so far? Uh, Talk really quick.
I'll say this much, in my experience in the 10 years I've worked in, sorry, 10 years I worked in housing, do not room with your high school friends. You will not like your high school friends anymore. We have more conflicts with friends picking high school friends that they don't know. They're great to hang around in high school. They're horrible to live with together. So I honestly suggest do not live with anyone from high school. You're trying to get away from high school to begin with, so go ahead and pick a college person. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to be better or worse, but you might lose that friend altogether if you don't like their living habits. And also, when you do the housing application, make sure you do the application and not your parents. Your parents might put down that they want you
Yes.
in bed at 10 p.m. and your room is only meant for studying when you're planning to stay up at 2 a.m. and playing, I don't know, Fortnite the whole night. I have no idea what you guys are going to be doing, but just to be mindful of that whenever you're doing roommate selections. My experience, the worst roommate conflicts I have seen is through friends from high school that you never lived with before. So just a little tidbit. I'm not saying don't room with your friends from high school. I'm just saying make sure you know their sleeping habits and how they shower. Um,
Yes.
if they shower.
That's a very true one.
It's very important to be truthful, explain what your habits are and what your likes are, because you will be living with this person for the so remember, communication is key, in honesty is key. Let's touch briefly on moving. We are still working on finalizing a plan for moving that will help us to preserve social distancing. Um, we will have and we will provide more information as we have these plans finalized. So just keep an eye on your tech email because you will receive information. Now we want to touch base on a few things to help you to prepare for moving. We want to invite you to consider student property insurance. This is offered through University Student Services. There is a link to them through our webpage. If you go to atu.edu, find out um, the property insurance plan that USS, which stands for University Student Services, offers. They have a package that will cover everything that you bring to college, including your laptop, your phone. You know that you need a laptop to go to class, and you need to be able to protect um, your property. That is very important. Linens, if you haven't shopped around for that, OCM has has great packages to offer. And so they OCM also offers packages for special days. Valentine's Day, if your parents want to send you a special goodie bag or goodie package, OCM offers that. Um, so check those resources for the Loft and Micro Fridge program as well. Collegiate Concepts is a great resource. They rent this equipment to you, so you don't have to buy it, and they bring it to campus and they put it in your room, and then when you're done, they come and they pick it up. Then bank trunk storage. Megan, if you want to find the link go to a life and then go to resources. Under outside resources, you will insurance, linens, the loft and microfiche program, as well as bank. A bank trunk is a storage unit that you can attach to your bed. It has a code and a key, and you can lock it and put your most valuable resources there to protect them. Again, atu.edu/reslife under resources. Let me see if I can drop that in the chat so you can take.
I got it. The other thing with insurance, just so you all know, the reason behind that is you might want to also check your parents. Normally your housing, your parents' insurance for their house may cover you into the dorms and the res halls and all that as well. The reason behind that is insurance. I've had a couple years now, toilets that overflow, that are like private toilets in the actual residence rooms that overflow and damage equipment. The university will not pay for those damages for it, because it's that pipe bursts in the room. It's all understanding that these things can happen just like you're in a regular house and all. So the insurance would be able to cover it. The university does not reimburse for stuff like that that happens. We will reimburse if we go in there and we are trying to fix the pipe and we break your TV while we're fixing the pipe. Yes, we will do that since we broke it. But if the water floods everything, it won't. So that's one of the things that you might want to consider on that one. On that. Just so you know, for insurance. Every year I lived on campus, when I was in college and even grad school. I always had it, never used it. But like I said, you may be already covered with no additional fees or anything from your parents, either automotive or even their housing insurance. But just for something to make, so you know.
Another thing that I know many of you have been already asking about is what to bring and not to bring. We have actually a list on the website I'm sharing here. Can somebody drop that in the chat for them, please? Um, we've spelled out here what you should bring. Basically, don't bring anything that will cause a fire. You know, no hot place, no um, you might forget plugged in and will be a danger to you. And no candles, um, no alcohol containers. Just use wine bottles to decorate your apartment. That's a big no. Um, no water beds, no suntan lamps, no firearms, no scooters, no pets. Um, you can bring, of course, we will stress this year bringing a face mask, a thermometer, and hand sanitizer. Have that when you come in. Um, and of course, all of your toiletries and clothes hangers, your computer. We suggest bringing an Ethernet cord. There is Wi-Fi. Um, can they bring roller skates, Bill? No skateboard. Can they? I've seen skateboards. No hoverboards.
Yes, you can bring skateboards that you can't ride them in the halls. You can rent them out. No electric scooters in the halls themselves and all. The university had some electric scooters spread out through campus as well if you want to jump on there. But like roller skates, bikes, all that stuff you're allowed to have on campus. You just might not be able to store it in your room. Roller skates and skateboards you can. Anything electric with a motor, you'll either need a special permission from housing to be able to store that in your room, or else everything else you should be storing outside, um, if it can. I'm looking up the Instapot just to make sure. I think the Instapot should be okay. I'm just double checking to make sure someone didn't overrule me in the student handbook, but I would definitely read the student handbook as well. Their bikes are okay to bring. You just might not be able to store it in your room unless you're one of those high speed like very dedicated biking, like you have like a $1,500 bike or something like that, then you can contact me and I can see what I can do on that one. But if you're just talking about just like $200 bike or something,
Yes, just make sure that you can connect it to an Ethernet port. We discouraged bringing wireless printers because of the wireless system that we have. You might end up printing to somebody else's printer if it's wireless. So make sure that you can connect it, that you have the Ethernet connection. Um, all that you are going to need, then compare it to what you can and you cannot bring, and then start removing things that are unnecessary to bring, because it's much easier to manage. Need a lot of things when you are on campus. Has somebody been able to drop the link to the page?
drop them right now. I just don't know if it's clickable. There's one. There's the other.
Yeah, let's see. Move more thing. And the key to making friends is getting involved. You have to get involved to be able to meet other people. And you will have once you get here. Tech Connect is huge. When you get to campus, it's the orientation event, and it lasts several days. Student involvement is part of it. And during the student involvement, you will get to learn about lots of clubs and organizations. Within Residence Life, we have living learning communities, which are communities of students that have common interests or common and that are part of common programs. Um, Living learning communities require a lot of times for students to register for the same courses. That has already been going on. I know that many people were able to join, and many of them are required to live also in the same hall, such as Sam Street or Payne Hall for living, living learning community, or Jones Hall for the engineering living learning community. And these are great ways to get to know people that share the same major or the same interest. Also, the Residence Hall Association is a great thing to be a part of within your hall. You know, there you will get to lead other students in your hall, speak for other students, exercise all of your leadership skills. We have Greek life, gaming, anime, business, African American, first generation, religious, Hispanic, all sorts of clubs and organizations. And you can always go to presence.atu.io to check out all the organizations that we have on campus. If you want to go ahead and check them out before you come here, or if you want to check them out once you get in and go to the student involvement week, that'll be awesome. I know Tess is part of a sorority. Tess, you want to share something about that?
I'm a member of FIMU. Like I said, I came to Tech knowing nobody, and I wanted to join stuff. And I think the first week Tech offers so many different events to get to know people, whether it be meet the Greeks, Tech Connect, like Laura was explaining. There's so many opportunities to get out and meet people, and it will spread your worldview so much, just in general of getting to meet more people. And it's really fun being in Greek life because I get to be a part of something bigger than myself, which do whatever you want. If you want to join Greek life, awesome. If you don't, awesome. That I don't want to tell you how to live your life on that aspect, but being a part of something here, one, I have friends, easy as that, but also I get to have connections all over the place where I can walk into a class of in a class that I've never would have signed up for, just I want it sounded fun, and there'll be someone that I'll know and I'll be able to study with someone. I have a safety net of moving somewhere that I didn't know anybody, and now there's a whole community, and we offer spectrum for LGBT community, all of that. They meet frequently, and there's so many opportunities to get to meet people, and I highly recommend going out and doing the events so you can learn and meet people, because this is the best place to meet people is college.
Thank you, Tess. I just dropped a link to Presence. Presence has information about all clubs and organizations on campus. So you want to make friends, everything, there is something for everyone. There are hundreds of students for ways to get connected and to meet other people. All right, so your questions in the chat. We will do our best to answer. How we have here? We have 10 minutes for questions, okay? How would we get our ID? The Tech ID can be obtained through, we have the ID office online. Obtain that at the card office. Drop a link in the chat to the card office will take care of providing a Tech ID. The Tech ID or some sort of ID when you come to campus to check in or move in. Okay? If you don't have your Tech ID, any other ID, a driver's license, anything else, help us verify who you are. Okay? Other questions?
Is it okay if I ask a question because it's kind of long to type?
Go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
So I got accepted into tech like 4 days ago, and I'm transferring in. Um, but I haven't. I applied for housing, but I haven't got the thing where I get to like pick where I live. Is that gonna be coming soon to me? Because I don't want to like not be able to get a place.
So Kendall, when did you get admitted? Let me take.
I got admitted. I almost said March, May 27th.
Okay, let me see what day was. Oh, that was Saturday? No, I'm looking at the wrong calendar.
Right.
So Kendall, check your tech email because we send an email with time slot room selection on Friday.
Okay, yeah, they said that I saw a thing where it said that transfer students would be on May 25th, that where when you can, but I didn't like get anything else from, I applied for housing, but I didn't apply like which places I would want.
So that's okay. So the dates that we have set on our website are just starting. It's not, that's the only, it's just a starting date. That's when we start with that particular group of students. And what I was saying is that on Friday, we send an email to all students who had been admitted that week with a message. So look at your, if you want to message me directly, do you know how to do that?
Okay. Yes, I
And
did.
send me your T number, and I will
Okay.
look into the case and make sure that you have a time slot to select your room.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hello,
Parking permit.
I have a question. It's pretty long too. When I was applying for housing, but I'm 17 at the moment. I turned 18 in August, and I know like they have a waiver. They was talking about a parent waiver on the housing, and so I'm asking if I apply now, do I still have to sign like that form they were talking about? hmm
When do you turn 18, Brandon?
August 22nd.
Okay, so that will be after moving. Yes, if you can, it will show you the waiver and you can print it. So you have to sign it, and one of your parents have to sign it, and then you can scan and email it to us or take a picture and email it to us. And we need that because you're not going to be 18 before moving in, but in the middle or just when the semester has started. So our policies call for us having those forms in file just in case. Um, so did you log in onto the housing portal and look at that form, Brandon?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you fill it out and send it to us?
No, ma'am. I couldn't figure out I couldn't figure out how to complete the form. Like I clicked on the form tab, but it was I forgot what it was saying.
It's okay. The housing portal shows you needs to be printed. You need to print it, sign it, and then send it back to us.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And also, if you have any more questions and you want to send me a message privately, or if you want to email me, um, let me, I will tell you exactly how you need to send it.
Okay.
But so when you form in the housing portal, there is an option that says download. Download it, print it, sign it, have one of your parents sign it, and then send it back to us.
Okay.
You can send it, you can take a picture and attach it to an email and send it to us, or you can scan an email, whichever is easier. You don't have to mail it. Taking a picture is typically easier for people.
And what's your email again? Or I just send it to housing email.
You can send it to housing as well. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's housing@atu.edu. Once we receive those forms, there is something that we have to do on your file that will allow you to then keep on moving through the housing application. But if you have any other questions, contact us at housing@atu.edu, and we will look into that for you. Make sure you have all the paperwork you need to be able to live on campus.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Palmer.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, any other questions? Parking permits. Parking permits can be obtained through public safety. Find the link and send it to you. I will drop it in the chat. Public safety. You can. They will verify hall you're living in, and according to that, you parking permit. Any other questions?
Is Ethernet available in each room?
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks.
We have uh, 2 more minutes for questions. So, Madison, that's a great question about the parking permit. Um, I am not sure, but we can find out. I'm not sure how the parking permit will work.
You can obtain the parking permit once you are on campus. There is typically a grace period. Public safety will give you a few days once you arrive on campus to go and get your parking permit according to the whole. So you will have a grace period that will allow you to get the parking permit after you go to school. Typically it's like about a week and a half that will be time to go in and obtain it. But after that, public safety will start driving around campus, making sure that everybody has a parking permit. So you have until you move in, and then you will want to make sure you take care of that.
Okay, I have a question regarding the parking permit. So I'm an international student. I'm gonna buy a car. Like I don't know when will I arrive. But is it possible, like, for example, after buying a car in, let's say, October, is it possible for me to get the parking permit in October or November?
Yes, yes, it is. You can
Okay, thanks.
yeah, you can obtain a parking permit anytime. Let's see, here's another question. Is the registration on site or do you have to go off campus? What do you mean by registration, Justin? Oh, for parking, a parking pass. So the public is you can buy the parking permit on through One Tech and they will mail it to you. They will mail it if you have a PO box on campus. They will mail it to you to your PO box. If you buy it while you're at home, they will mail it to your home. If you are on campus, you will have, and you want to go directly to public safety, you can walk there. It is within walking distance. It's on campus. It's outside campus, but it's really close. Is within a couple blocks from the football stadium.
And also one thing with the P-Safes parking passes, say you move into a building that has an orange lot, like Nut, Tucker, Tonal, Brown, Wilson, Payne, M Street, or Hughes. All of those are orange locations, but if you move to a different building that's in a different color scheme, you can just turn in your parking pass to P-Safe and they'll trade it out. You don't have to re-buy a new one. Or at least that's been it in the past. So you won't have to re-buy in the school year, theoretically.
That is correct. Okay, more questions, guys. Have you all registered for classes yet? Gotta make sure to do that, okay?
No, I didn't register for any classes yet because I need to get my final transcript. So I'm doing my finals right now.
Okay.
So
So,
that's why.
okay, that's okay.
And how do I register for classes?
You're gonna have to get in touch with the Academic Advising Center. Um, if you're an international student,
Yeah.
so it probably will be important for you to get in touch with the International Student Office. Have you been in touch with them?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. I will recommend you to get in touch with them so that they can provide more direction about how to go about registering for classes as an international student. Okay? Because there will be requirements you have to
Okay.
meet and a certain number of hours that you need to be enrolled in. So get in touch or stay in touch with them and make sure that you obtain all the information you need about registering for classes and coming to school here.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. See, what should we do if we have a chosen roommate but we haven't heard back from them regarding room supplies? Um, did you message them, Justin? The first step is messaging them through by email. If not, the other thing that we recommend is checking out their social media. Um, Many students will search for their roommates in Instagram or Facebook and try to reach out to them that way. You're also welcome to send us at housing@atu.edu an email to check on the status of that student. Sometimes it happens that students withdraw from school. Um, and so if you want us to check on that, we can check on that for you. So you can send us an email to housing@atu.edu, and we'll see what we can do. Kaylin, since I have a physical and medical condition, if I was to need, Kaylin, that is a wonderful question. We do have handicap parking spots, and I think all you need is that special blue uh, placard that you get, and just put it in your car. So you can use your color parking pass. You can also use whatever placard you have right now for parking in any spots or assigned spots. Any other questions? No? Well, guys, thank you so much for being here.
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
So if we didn't hear back from our roommate, so we just email the housing email to see the status of the roommate.
Yeah, send us an email to housing@atu.edu, and we can see what's happening with that student.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Sorry, one more question. Will we just, if we don't, so I don't know anybody from that's going to Arkansas Tech, nor do I know anybody down in Russellville. So we will just be placed with whoever.
Yeah, so what happens, Kendall, is when you select a room, and let's say the other spot is open, anybody can get in that room, anybody can select that room. Also, there is a chance that you will go and select a room and you will see that there is a double that has only one spot open, and you will have to room with that person. So, um, a tip for all of you: when you go to the housing portal, to the page that shows you the room you have selected, it will show you all the people in that room, all the occupants in that room. And there is a link that says profile, and you can check out the profile of that person in the room. You can check it out before you select the room, and you can also see it after you've selected that room. You also will be able to message that person through the portal. So we encourage you to use that. Check out that person's profile because it will tell you what their habits are, where they're coming from, what they're interested in, and see if that would work. Okay?
Awesome.
Um,
Thank you so much.
yes, go ahead.
So let's say for instance, my roommate withdrawing his. So will this mean I'm gonna stay without a roommate?
This means that there is a spot open in your room that is open for anybody else to select. I can tell you that that room will not, yeah, that space will not stay open for a long time because it will be available for any other students to select.
Okay, thank.
Yep. Yeah, you're welcome. Any other questions? If not, my son's first roommate disappearing. Now there is a new one on there. Why does that happen? Well, sometimes the students ask to, sometimes the students withdraw from the school and go somewhere else. Sometimes the students ask for a different space with somebody else, so they go to a different spot. And when that happens, it leaves the other side of the room open, so any other student can select that space. That's what happened, or that's what typically happens. Any other questions?
If my roommate does like drop out, is there a way for me to like be able to pick a roommate, or will I just have to just wait until someone else takes it?
You are welcome. You are welcome to go to the roommate group page and see and search for somebody else. one of the things that we want to make sure of is that um, you're comfortable with the person you're rooming with. So if you find somebody else and the room is not, the other space is not taken, we'll be happy to help you room with somebody that you know or with your preferred roommate. But in the meantime, that other space, if it's open, it will be open until somebody selects it.
Does like their selection goes for like each dorm or just certain dorms?
Room selection is right now. Room selection is open for everyone and for every dorm that is available everywhere.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome for being here today. We hope that you have a wonderful day. Don't hesitate to contact us if you have any questions to housing@atu.edu. And we would recommend you to just browse around our website. We have very useful resources for you. So just check that out and feel free to contact us. Remember to chat with us as well. That is a new feature that we implemented this summer. We're here to answer any questions you might have. Cassie, did you have anything else for us?
I was just going to say thank you so much for joining us today. And please, I've loved the dialogue. I've loved all of the questions, but utilize that chat feature if at all possible, just because so many students are trying to reach Res Life office. So it might be difficult to get them by phone. So if you have that option, definitely try to chat with them because it'll be similar to the format that we've had today with the sidebar conversations. So, but with that said, we're gonna let everybody hop off unless Laura has something else she'd like to say. Please join us for other sessions. It's gonna be a really, really great week, and we hope that you all learn a little bit more about Arkansas Tech and some of the resources that we have for you.
Yeah. Thank you, Cassidy, and thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful week.